Hello and welcome. Is my microphone working this time? Yes, it's working this time. Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Satisfactory. We will get the game going. What's happened to the buttons? There we go. I forgot I had to do the V-sync on it. It didn't save it for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Game audio. It's probably going to be loud anyway because we're close by that thing. Does that need to come down? No, I think that'll be fine. Cool, yes. So, Satisfactory today. I guess just to explain, in case anyone's watching the VOD of this who doesn't watch the Factorio VODs or has just popped into the stream, see what the weird title was about. But my job got made basically, I don't know what you call it. I was struggling yesterday to describe it, but basically I found out that the function I serve, the what I do, is essentially something we're not going to be doing going forward in quite the same way. So what I would regard as being my job has basically been cancelled, which was a bit of a shock, and it was a very strange week to say the least. Is it coming back? Yeah, we're live. There we go. Cool. That's all okay. That was strange. It took ages for it to update for some reason. Cool. So, rather than worry about all of that, I'm just going to play Satisfactory for the afternoon. What I did... Should I go and show you this? It's not all that interesting. Basically, up at the main base, the one that's up here, where our car is, it didn't show it on the map, obviously, but the one up here, we didn't quite hook up the copper at the end of the last stream, and I was a bit sort of miffed at myself for not managing to get that done. So I hopped in and connected that copper up, because there's like 2 copper patches there, somewhere there, or there maybe, I don't know, excuse me. So I hooked them up and like watched all the stuff go through, and it turned out I'd put one of the blueprints in backwards, which I think I'd done over and over again last stream. So I fixed that, and it's now making a few computers, because what I also did was put in this, which is a gigantic great belt, or 2 belts, that take plastic and rubber up to the main base, because I put the, what does it call them? The organising things in the storage containers. So one of them with the rubber will be filling up, the other it's turning into computers. So what we need to do, because those machines that we set up, that build will make computers and circuit boards, because it has like an excess production of circuit boards, both of which we need for various tiers for the researchers. So what we need to do is provide it with enough plastic that it can actually do that, because it needs over 100 plastic to do that. And this machine here, that's the rubber one, this machine here only produces 20 plastic a minute. Now we do have a pipe here. It's underclocked from memory, so we could go and just quickly do that, because we were struggling. I was like edging on the power, but now we've obviously got... Well, I suppose we've got them set up, but might be best not to do that. We do have a bit of capacity, I think, despite that. Oh, crikey, look how wobbly that graph is. That'll be all of the coal, whatever it's called, compacted coal, whatever it is, that comes out of the stuff will be being made, and then, you know, it turns off and then it turns on and that sort of stuff, I'm sure. But... yeah, there's not a lot of headroom knocking about. So, well, the other thing we could do while we're doing this is set up some oil power. If I've got the right bits. I did a trip back and tried to grab, you know, the appropriate things to make stuff. So as you can see, we can make a few of those. At the very least, we could make 4, couldn't we? That would be good, because that would get us a gigawatt, basically. Okay, if we were to make them sort of... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's this thing. That could be quite problematic, because... I'm wondering about if I basically disconnect this, can I restart on the other end? Because we might need to. Because what I'm wondering, it might have done is burnt through all of that. Yeah. Ah, it's annoying. I mean, it didn't matter because, in fact, it's actually fairly useful. But we'll have to go over to the coal place, and as I say, it might well have burnt through the, the biomatter type stuff that's there. So we might have to gather some up and kickstart the coal, so that we can kickstart that factory, turn it back on. But we can build this so that it's sort of power self-sufficient, I guess. Because we needed to sort of rebuild all this anyway. But yeah, I suspect it's probably these, it's probably... Because I basically stocked up a massive amount in here. And then overbuilt on the old power. So yeah, so I mean we kind of needed to do this anyway, so it's not bad. I'm sure it would have just fallen over, even though I was doing that. Just get rid of all of this. Hopefully we're not maxing out the inventory. No, we're okay. I might go chuck some bits in a chest, just in case. Let's put, say, them. Just random bits and pieces. There we go. Gives us a bit of room. Because, as I say, the oil thing we've got can do... Well, I think the actual, like, the proper... Oh, I don't want to get rid of that. Right. Proper flow rate on it is like 600. If we get rid of them, because I don't know where I'm going to connect it. Yeah, I think it's like 600. Because that's like the level 2 pipe, basically. So you can't actually sort of properly do it until you get the level 2 pipe. Not with a normal one, anyway. Get rid of this. Oh. The other question is whether I should blueprint some of it. If I hadn't already. Oh. Got random. No, don't. No. That. De-spaghettify the spaghetti. Right. Okay, so then if we put in a nice big area of platform. I say, I think we can afford 3 of, well, 4 oil power plants. I don't actually know if you can just stick normal oil in. Let's extend all of that. And then is this a nice straight? That's alright, yeah. Do this corner here as well. Okay, let's have a look at... Could we get one closer? We'd certainly get one closer, I think. Maybe 2. Yeah, 2. Oh! That'd be me falling in the water. Yeah. Okay. In fact, why don't we... Let's go add an extra on there as well, since we got plenty of concrete and iron plate. Okay. So if I was to try and put a fuel generator here, how far back? I seem to remember doing it like, you know, coming off of a single pipe before, but that was when I had level 2 pipe. So I think for this, I will just, come on, maybe put it in there. It's a big boy, isn't it? A big boy. Oh, there you go. So, what do you actually take then? No fuel. So it looks like it takes any fuel, does it? What's the... Does it tell me the... Didn't tell me the consumption on it. Fuel power generator, consumes fuel, power grid, set clock speed, fuel requirements are not met, okay. Doobie-doobie-doo. So, I guess what I really want to know is how much, which way round. If we put this way round, is that going to work? So what I really want to know is how, in fact, let's move it one over. So, because you can do the residual plastic thing. Do. So if we were to feed in, what's the rate on that? So 60 a minute. And we can get 300 because we've only got level 1 pipe. So 6, 12, so we've got five machines basically. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, yeah. So we can do 5 of these in theory, which would then produce 4, 5, so 20 meters cubed of fuel. Okay. So I don't know how much this consumes. So I don't know how to balance that basically. But we can assume that that's going to work. Have I got enough of these? So if we go... Come on. 4, 5. So we could support this amount of, you know, crude oil turning into fuel. We would then get 30 a minute. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 of your residual thingies. So if I should have, they're completely the wrong way around, aren't they? If we did residual plastic, which would require water, but that's fine, instead of plastic, then we still get 2 plastic, but we don't get any waste products. So what's the speed on that? So that makes 20, but requires 60. So in other words, 1 of these. So it takes 2 to support 1. Okay, so that'd be 2. So that would only be, well, we still want rubber. So if we were supporting 2 of them with that. What's the rubber one? Isn't that different? I seem to remember the numbers are different on the rubber. Yeah, that requires 40, whereas that requires 60. So we would slightly underclock that one, for example, because we don't have a manufacturing process using rubber. We just need it for some researches at the moment. Okay. We do have more oil over on the island, so we could bring more over. And that's what I did before. Okay. But yeah, so we would be producing like So if we're doing, if that's full, so it'd be 3/4, which would be 6. I don't know, about 15 or something rubber a minute. But this is only giving me 20, 40. That's only giving me 40 plastic. Wow. Okay, that's rubbish. What's the other recipe then? That's only 20 a minute. And that's 20 minutes. So then they're not actually any better. I wonder if the fuel recipe is like another one that can be used as is power generating power package used. Residual fuel, heavy oil residue. Where do you get that from? No. Oh, I see. So that one makes heavy oil residue. Okay. Which you can then convert into fuel at 40 a minute. So if we made the regular plastic from oil, we can actually support 10 of them. Yeah, because we're getting 300 a minute, so we could support 10 of those, which is then producing up to 200, which is way more than we need. And we would get 10 heavy oil residue for each machine, which we could then... It's a lot less fuel, isn't it? Because that requires like 6 to get this. It requires 60 just to get 40. Whereas this one will produce 40. Oh, no, that is 60 to 40. But you don't get as much heavy. Okay. So we need kind of a mix of a combination of things, really, don't we? I remember this from oil before. It was a pain in the backside. Basically does the same thing as Factorio, where it sort of... It goes, haha, now you've got to deal with waste products and... Well, Factorio you don't have waste products generally, but more complicated production chains, basically. Oh, I put that on the side, didn't I? Or it turned it round, anyway. Go on there. Don't have enough motors or thingies, but then a bit of a whole load of these, haven't we? Okay. Because you do fuel packaging as well. Oh, that wasn't lined up. Bit of a misclick. There we go. Do we have the packager? Because we can also store it in, what do they call it? Big containers, basically. Is it in there? No, organisation. Here we go. Industrial fluid buffers. So we could just stick it in there and flush that if we really have to. But isn't there a recipe? I'm not sure if it's a constructor or not. Whoops. Don't think it is. It's a packager. Yeah, there we go. What are we missing? Rubber. Okay. Because I'm going to stick this on the end. Rubber, rubber, rubber. Oh, there we go. Oops. Because we need this as well. When we eventually get a jetpack. Because it can do packaged fuel. There we go. But you need to give it these things, don't you? Empty canisters. And what are they made from? All sorts of things. but plastic basically. Okay. So we'd need some sort of production chain. To do that as well. We could therefore assume this can do the canisters. There we go, empty canisters. And what do you do? So if you're making packaged fuel, then we would want to stick that in a container. We could stick it in an industrial storage. Give ourselves insane amount of room. Let's just put you there. So then if that was coming out, what's your 40 a minute? Okay. But we could also have like a run-up as well of just sticking a industrial fluid buffer kind of at the end. Don't think we get to control it in quite the way I would want to. Because we can't do logic type stuff. But yeah, we could have the fluids or the fuel coming all that way. Should we set that up then? What am I looking for? Logistics? Yeah. And I don't know what this looks like really. There. Because it'd be the fuel coming in, wouldn't it? Therefore, why don't I say pop in a support rather than doing it that way? We have a support there, and then there. Oops, managed to make that at a weird angle. No, don't. Why are you doing that? Why are you having to do that? And yeah, then we want to go up there. And then I guess elevated one. Don't know if industrial fluid buffer things at the end, isn't it? Okay. But yeah. Come on. Is it 2 up? Okay. Now, actually, yeah. And then is that gonna connect or not? Yeah. Cool. I don't know if they added this. I don't remember it clipping properly. Snapping, not clipping. so that's sort of set up. Let's put in the power poles as well. Oops. Where's my corners? There's my corners. Yeah, so we're going to have to do something a little bit funky, I think, with getting everything sort of up and running again. Yeah, so this one will need... Did I set the recipe on it? Yeah. This one needs, therefore, connecting. So... Oh! What have you done there? Is that a sensible direction for you to try and go? Yeah, okay. That's not like it. So we need to bring plastic in here. Like so. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I like it. If we do a, what would it be, a splitter there, then we can work out where the belt needs to go. Yeah, I left that in there. Okay. Ah, that's the oil, isn't it? That's a bad overlap. Let's leave that bit for the moment then. Okay. Then we need a whole load of them making residual fuel, which is refineries. And what's direction? Because I could take a pipe this way. Do a little bit of a clip. What mode is that? Horizontal to vertical, auto 2D, noodle. I don't know what those mean. That's what, we don't have the 2D. I don't know. But yeah, if this is the... Well, I could just connect them direct, couldn't I? So you have it just literally going into the pipe wherever. Yeah, that'll be fine, I think. So if you are a refinery and you're making residual fuel, then what you're getting is heavy oil residue. Okay. So it's a liquid coming in. It is a liquid coming in. If I line that with... No. I can always, if this turns out it only supports one, you know, power thing, I can just disconnect them basically, just turn them off. But if these were all heavy oil residue, so I'll just put a bunch in. So that I can work out where the pipes need to go. So that's doing an output. And then this would be, so it needs an input. Again, it's going to be something like that, isn't it? So if we do pipeline connectors, say, there. So the tricky part is going to be powering this. I'm just whacking a bunch in, pre-doing the maths. Hello, wise forecaster. Hi, would you say that being employed by Fixit to build factories is better than having a real job? It's not far off. Advantage of a real job, I guess, is that I get to do stuff like buy food and buy games. But yeah. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. I've been having. It's weird actually. I got this. You know, I'm just going to call it bad news because it's obviously not great finding out that your job is basically pointless. Why have I put that in there? Oh, it's because I was just putting them on the. That was dumb, wasn't it? Why did I do that? Let's just get rid of all that then. I just whacked them on the edges of the thing, even though a refinery is a different size. Let's just get rid of it all. Do it again. But yeah, I've been having a cracking weekend actually. It's been a good weekend because I've been focusing on. Yeah, you see, I put them on there, but it's there. Making this video I'm doing for Factorio, based on, or like speculating about the lore of the thing, and I just spent a weekend doing that basically, and I've been having some and doing cooking because I've got tomorrow off basically. I got Monday off, but yeah, I didn't have any domestic chores to do and all that, so yeah, and I get to play. You know, doing me streaming. So yeah, I've been having a great time apart from the whole. So finding out my job's been rendered pointless. And so it's not like I'm not getting, you know, made redundant or anything like that. It's not that severe. But yeah, it was not the best of news to have midweek. Okay, so I'm just whacking a few in. More so I can do the whole whoops, sort of connect it up thing really. So do these now clip to this? Sort of. Don't really clip. I kind of tell you where to put them. Interesting. I can always stick that one on there. Doing fine, other than having some random eyelash inside my eye annoying me. I can't flush it out. Stopped trying because my vision got blurry after a while. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My dad had one. It wasn't actually enough. So it turned out it was like you know, the actual, what do you call them? Like the pore, I guess, where the actual eyelash comes out. That's sort of swollen up, and so you know he was actually making it worse by trying to do it, but it's swollen up. But the hair had grown like inwards essentially, so it was actually sort of scratching on his, his eye, and then because he'd been, fiddling about with it, so it all swollen up, and that was what he was really feeling. So the doctor kind of gave him these eye drops, and it all sort of calmed it all down, But yeah, annoying things, eyelashes. Cool. So I don't know how many I actually need. We need some basically, but the point is that we can now kind of get some of these in. Now these, what we really want is the plastic basically, and I am wondering if we just dedicate kind of all of this to plastic really. I mean, what does that look like? So if this is the residual one. Oh, it's not the residual one I want to do, is it? It's the regular one, because then I get the heavy oil residue, which I can convert to oil. Fuel, rather. But I can't. I guess I should build it with like a failsafe in that it was a bit like... So in other words, it's got the capacity to use... Because the other recipe, let's just check. The other recipe produces this polymer resin. No, what am I talking about? Other way around. This one produces the heavy oil residue. Where do you get that? That one's made from polymer resin. Where do we get the polymer resin? I find this very confusing. Oh, I see. So that fuel one. Was that the one I was going to do? I'm guessing that is better, technically, but... That's not what I'm building it round, is it? So we're doing the one... Because those other ones I'm using... I'm doing the residual fuel recipe on that, yeah. So we need the heavy oil residue. And that's that one. Okay. So... I guess I could do both in a sense. We could set this up. To make the fuel. So if that needs 60, and then this only produces 10. Wow. So we've got way too many of these then, haven't we? But that's all right. Sort of wise. So 60 a minute. But this is only making 10. But it only uses 30 oil. So even if we were to make 60, I think we need both recipes going on. The other fuel recipe then is the one that produces the polymer. Okay. But you got to feed in crude oil, not the heavy stuff. I'm not going to deal with the polymer coming out. So, if I was to maybe get rid of... What I'm thinking is, because that requires 60, which is a lot. TM. So we only kind of need one doing that. I just get rid of these so I can sort of think my way through it, really. So if you had, say, one on the end, or it would actually be better if it was the first one, I think. But if we're doing the other recipe with them as well, I'm thinking about doing that in a separate row. So if we go that, because we'd need 6 of these just to support one of the fuel guys, which is a lot more than I was anticipating. Cool. If they change the balancing on it or something, I don't know. Oh, right, concrete. So, if this one did the residual fuel, then none of these others would need to be connected to this. And then if the rest of them did... Now, I think it needs to be a separate row, otherwise it gets too messy. But yeah, we want like this there. So that gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be all that we would need to like match the production of one of those. That's a lot, isn't it? So steel pipes we need. Have we got them? I have nice eyelashes. Women would be jealous, but it would be great if they stay out of my eye. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like becomes incredibly irritating, doesn't it? I put that away just so I don't fill up the inventory. Do I not? I've only got 30 motors left. I've not got any in there. I could hand make a few, but they're quite tedious to make. Because I'm wondering about doing a round trip, basically, of, you know, go and grab some stuff. Like motors. But yeah, this one, then. This is making our heavy oil. Using up the heavy oil. I guess we could also do it for the rubber one as well, actually, thinking about it. Because what are you... You're outputting plastic and heavy oil. Okay, so if this was... And how much? Plastic, 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100... wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've got too many. Okay. Well, that gets 120, which is what we need. And there's 6 of them, so we're only using 180 crudes. Cool. So then, but the rubber one was different, wasn't it? We don't have to put anything solid in? No, we just put crude in. So we could... how far out? So you're like 2 blibs over. Okay. So we do that and then we go, whoops. 1, 2. Like that. What's the rubber equivalent? So that one there. So that uses 30. Does this use 30 as well? Yeah. And then but it only produces 20, doesn't it? But it's 20 heavy. Ah, so that's double the amount of heavy oil coming out of it. But only producing... Oh, same amount of rubber. Okay. So if we had 3 of these... Like this. And these were doing the rubber. Then we could connect the pipe here. And a second one of these would consume all of the... So if this was doing the same recipe, turning it to fuel, then that gets us... We'll probably have to reverse that belt, aren't we? Because we need the plastic to go up to the old packager. So the question then, basically, is do these even come close to doing the 4? Which I can't really answer until it's all set up, basically. Okay. And then we want... where's where's the standy thing? There's a standy thing. That needs to go there. And there. Oops. Oh, it did flip. Oh, it snapped. Right, and then I don't think I set all the recipes on these, did I? Did I? No. So you need to be no, it's the plastic, isn't it? But that one. Yeah. No, that's fuel. Why are you making fuel? What have I done wrong there? The copy and paste is really janky. See, why are you not... Did that take? No, it didn't take. Yeah, horribly janky. When I reached this stage of the game, I was getting confused. This is the first stage where you can have byproducts. It also lets you use water to recycle stuff, as you saw with polymer resin, but there are more recipes for plastic and rubber to mix it in the fuel as well. My brain went, why can't I just make each one cleanly? Hello, developers. Yeah, well, I think that's the intended challenge, isn't it? You know, so you think you can manage resources, so here, have this extra challenge. Yeah, I agree. It's a bit like, it's interesting that, because obviously, you know, the devs haven't. When I say this, I sometimes why people get upset, but because it's basically this is 3D Factorio, and so Coffee Stain basically said that that's what it was, and of course, Factorio, you have the massive difficulty spike for new players with oil, basically. So when you do the oil research, that's the one where it suddenly ramps up, and you get a lot of new players basically just keep restarting at oil because it's too complicated, and they make a mess and they hate it and they restart basically. So it's interesting that they've got exactly the same sudden ramping up of complexity in this as well. Yeah, the whole... Oh, I've not got any copper sheets. Copper sheets. Copper sheets. Have I got copper sheets? I have got copper sheets. There we go. Let's grab all of them. Sheets. So I guess it might be easier if I just put one sort of in the middle, rather than get too worried about in the middle in quotes, obviously. And so I guess it'd be, if we had added more machines, it'd be there somewhere. Trying to use the smooth pipe for the oil and the sort of patterny one for the heavy, and hopefully that will keep me on track. But unfortunately, let's take these way out the way. No, let's put them over by the fuel thing. So we put most of that in there. Bit of that. Some other in. Yeah, interesting. They took the same sort of choice, really. Right, oil's the place to make it more complicated. Because obviously in this you are dealing with fluid mechanics suddenly as well, and they're just as janky as they are in a lot of games. Because fluid mechanics are not easy. People do entire degrees trying to work out fluid mechanics. Especially simulation of fluid mechanics, anyway. Is that enough room? I think that's probably enough room. Yeah, cool. So now, because this pipe's really kind of in the wrong place. So if we move it over. Yeah. Where is that? That's sort of 2 blibs in. So 1, 2. And then, so 1. Oops. 1, 2. There will just warn anyone who doesn't like that sort of thing. There will be a lot of clipping of pipes and clipping of belts and stuff like that, because it doesn't bother me. I'm looking forward to the nice sort of clean, you know, thing they've got coming in with the where it does nice curves with the 1.1. Not brave enough to do 1.1. But yeah, it does a whole proper curvy thing. Okay. So how far apart have I put them? Or have I just randomly done it? We've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bosh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It was 1, 2. Oops. Okay, and then this is where we need to connect this. So I'll just put one here. And that. Actually, I don't remember it clicking then before. Okay. So what we're going to have then is an annoying situation where I've crossed the streams with these basically. Except I could take it the other way, couldn't I? So we could have the output from this going up. But let's get the... I thought I could get through there. Let's output the solid stuff first. So we want a merger. Which way are you going? You're going that way. Why? Yeah, that's not aligned. Why did you not line up? I guess it's because I'm clipping it. Oh, there we go. I think actually I might elevate these because it's going to get a bit confusing. Hello, Dr. Chris Follow. Well done. Welcome. Well done. Welcome. It ends up being too much of an issue for a specific build. You can try using a water tower. Yeah, I've seen people mention water towers, but I don't actually know what they are. I assume it's just a big pipe. Is it sticking up somewhere? Yeah, I see mention of them, but it doesn't mean a lot to me. So if you're putting out, because it's going to be 120 in the end, which is level 2, but each of these is only putting out 20. So the save on material, whoops, if we stick, I guess, that way around. And then we want a merger on each of them. Put the right way around. Is that the right way around? Yeah. I do think this is neat. This is really good use of like 3D. So, oops. So that would be 20, and then 40, and then 60. And so then we can go to level 2, 80, 100, 120 out of there. Now, where do I want to connect it? Yes, we could just stick it in there. Is that level 2 already? Yeah. Is it all level 2? I thought I'd stopped somewhere. So that's level 2. That is as well, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. No, we'll just put. Oops. Where are you going? So that would be there, wouldn't it? So if we just put a one of those, and then can't I put these on the end? I can. But is that lined up? No. Try it there then. Whoops. Not normally this finicky with this stuff, just spaghetti my way around, basically. That'll do. It's not far off. I bet it's not actually straight, is it? Oh, it is. Cool. And then that can go back anyway, because that's coming out further down. Cool. I just don't get why mixing in water does stuff. You see, alternate recipes not only tied to oil production, somehow becomes this magical resource dealing with fluids. Also has difficulty because of needing pumps with gas that you get access to later on. You don't have problem. It just flows. Yeah, I don't think I did anything. So I actually played before. This was quite a while ago, and like pre-blueprints and all sorts of stuff, and I got quite annoyed that it was so, the production levels would ramp up so much, or they did in the early access version, that I was like, I just don't have the patience for this. And I was like, it got to a point where every stream I was basically going, why aren't there blueprints in the game? Why aren't there blueprints in the game? And of course, eventually they did have blueprints, so so that was cool, but it meant that I never finished it, basically. What was I going to... So this is the output, isn't it? Yeah, that's the output. So what we need to do... So it's a shame it didn't do that. Nice curves, but... It is coming. So that... It's not that one it connects to, it's the other one. Okay. So we go maybe... Let's put it here. And then I'm not being consistent in what I said. I ended up doing... No, that is the right pipe. But why are you not? Yeah, I don't get them. Okay. So same business here. How much room did I give it away? So if that was the corner, it's 1, 2, 3. Okay. That way around, that way around. So if that's the corner, then it's 1, 2, 3, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. There are buildings you make yourself to get around head lift in the builds downstream. You have to place where the pipes does go up a wall using pumps. It would make it roughly much higher than the downstream buildings. Higher than the head lift is not an issue. I see. So basically, yeah, just some kind of. But it doesn't have to be like containers or anything like that. I mean, as in, you know, it doesn't have to have. You know, storage things or anything like that. It's just anything will do in a sense. If I go, where did that one end up? It's a line there. On that bit there. I'm just thinking in case I had any more rubber or something. Is that right? Yeah, so it's here. And I've got enough room to put it on. So that's all right there. It was on the edge, wasn't it? So it was right there. Is that going too far? No, that's fine. And then pipeline. Yeah, right. Oh, thank you. Right then. So then we want your lift conveyor jobs. Oops. Some, and then just put the merge on, and it up nicely. So, don't these put out 30 each? No, 20. Okay. So 6, so it'll never go above a level 1. Okay. And then where would that end up? That's the straight point there. Oops. Lost where that was. In fact, this is probably the right height anyway. No. Wrong place. Let's put it. Trial and error it. Oh dear. Is that an output? Yeah. That's okay. Why didn't you do that the other way around? Silly thing. So, that's the rubber connected up. The output's going the other direction. So, potential issues are that this is not producing anything like enough to even fuel one of those. But, would that matter? Because... Oh, I need to split the plastic, don't I? Yeah, I do. So, that's a merger, isn't it? Not a splitter. I can't remember whether they... just connect properly now. If we go, where do we want to do it? So if we say, we said, yeah, this needs to be the other way around, doesn't it? Because the splitter's not there. Is that going to be, oh, that's going to be too far, isn't it? Yeah. Also janky. Look at the state of that. Wow. Okay. Okay. Put you there. And then so I guess maybe I could just use that as a reference point. And then it's obviously not gonna line up, is it? That's almost right. Cool. So I don't actually know if it connects them or not. I can never remember. So that would be that. I guess the issue might be we only have 10 spare basically. So we kind of need to adjust this so that it's only drawing 10. Because at the moment it's going to want 30, but it would produce 60. What's the... That only wants 40 anyway. So it would be 2/3 of it anyway, which would take it down to 20. Okay, so we need like... We only want that to be 10 a minute basically. Otherwise it will draw out too much plastic because we've not got much headroom in this. Although I mean, given I got all that extra stuff and... We probably need more fuel because I'm pretty certain that it won't support them. Oh. They're not connected. Well, that's not going to help things, is it? No. Might as well put this one in here. Hello, Baker Magician. How you doing? Oh dear. The place where the pipe does go up a wall is in plumb. No. Oh, sorry, I already read that. But thank you for the instruction, Dr. Crisp. Hello, I did some maths with my girlfriend. If you take one piece of tungsten ore, you end up with like 6,000 research points from Prometheum science packs. Mining productivity, prod modules in chem plants, EMP, cryo plant labs, and lab productivity. It adds up. Yeah, it's a bit bonkers, Factoria, now with the things. I'm not entirely, if I'm totally honest, I'm not entirely sure I'm like a big fan of that. I kind of, if it was one or the other, then I think I'd be a bit more. So in other words, if it was like you could either make a quality something, or maybe like Foundries didn't have quality, or it feels like they've just... I don't know, I've been working on a video, well, the script for a video. Basically, I'm not entirely a fan of... So number goes up is not really my cup of tea. You know, it's why I've done like 1 megabase in Factoria, you know. And that, you know, I streamed that and it took me months and months and months because number goes up is just not my thing. It's just not, you know, what I particularly have a lot of interest in. And more into the logistic challenger thing, you know, sort of moving stuff around and that sort of stuff. And kind of the problem is now, everything is so powerful that it's like renders a lot of that pointless. It's like one train's worth of stuff makes, you know, 10 billion science packs. It's like, okay, so I don't even need to bother with trains, so I'll just belt everything around. Or get bots to do it, you know. But yeah, I don't know. If there'd been a bit more of a trade-off, like you could have quality, I guess quality maybe improved speed, but it reduced, you know, productivity or something. I don't know how it would have to work. But yeah, I was just a bit sort of like, well, everything's so powerful. You know, you take it up to legendary. I suppose the difficulty there is in making the legendary things. I'm trying to look for the power connector. And I'm not actually seeing it. But also blathering on about nothing. So yeah, I was kind of... The video I'm working on is like basically... The end game isn't enough for me, I don't think, now. What's happened is I've replaced on the hotbar the thing. And I... can't remember how to get it back again. Is it tab? No. Isn't that? Oh no. You press. Is it? No. I can't remember how to do it. Oh well. So. How do I tab X and. Let's just copy paste one. So I've managed to replace it on my hotbar. Oh, it's at the front there. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Do you not just press 2 or something? No? How do you edit your hotbars in this? Transfer all stacks, equip. No? Completely forgotten. It's not X, is it? No, that's the colour thing. Buying player. It's because I only keep the basic ones. I know people do all sorts of fancy stuff. Copy clip, those are next equipment. Oh dear. Place left mouse, left mouse, LMB, right mouse, RMB. That's not a control. Build manager, customize inventory, codex. Equipment, no, build. Menus? No, photo mode, vehicles, trains. So what's the key for putting things on your hotbar then? Escape ping, so I go to the next hotbar. So that's alt, right alt, okay. Chat map. Holster. Ghost fly. Right alt then. Maybe that's what I'm not doing. No. Oh, how have I equipped that then? So, right on then. No. No, that didn't work. We still have an early game without huge numbers, thankfully. In fact, include the 3 mid-tier mid-planets, it's much, much longer. Yeah, I guess. That's 2. See, I've set that somehow on my hotbar. Lock, snap mode, build, close the HUD. So I don't want that. And I don't know how I set it. What I want is that. Why are you set there? Oh, because I'm holding it. Weird. Okay. Guess if I put one in there. Did I put that? I did put the power bars in. And that's not connected to the right one. Right. Okay. Well, it's the wrong way around, isn't it? Should be that one. Did I set all of those recipes? No. So, that one. And that one. What about you? Are you set? Yes. Okay. I did it again. Okay, so in theory, this needs up to 350 megawatts, close to 400 megawatts. Is everything connected to that? I think it is. Okay. So, got to fix the power now. Yeah, that's all right. How are we going to fix the power? I mean... Let's dump some stuff off, because we might need to go and take out a load of trees. So let's make some room in the old inventory. I want some rubber. Put some more in there. Let's get rid of that. Cool, take out that as well. Cool. So it's kind of set up. Say, what we would need is for the other area to have an excess of like 400 megawatts in order to get it going. Oops. But this system. So let's have a see how many computers we actually made. Because this, yeah, it's got the rubber in, which we can just take back. So we had all that excess plastic anyway. Interesting. 24 computers we made. Well, it's certainly better than none, but it's not a lot, is it really? Oh, it's already full of plastic and rubber. How about we do that? Because we might have to go back to the other place and connect up the thing. We do have like excess coal, basically. So we could put in more coal power. But this one... Because we disconnected the thingy, didn't we? And then I tried to restart it and it said nope. But yeah, so that has a maximum consumption of 360. So we would need to produce a gigawatt, I think. So we could maybe do it in stages at the other place, because we're not going to use a gigawatt. Maximum, yeah. Let's go over there and see what we're about. I haven't got much on me that isn't random rubbish, have I? How many fuel? I can't make any of them because I don't have rubber. Oh, that's fuel. What am I doing? Coal. So we could make 1, 30, 60. We can make a load of them. We've got 3 in a blueprint, don't we? So yeah, we could double what I think I've got there for coal. Okay. Let's head over, see if we can fix... Where are we going? We're going that way. Whoops. So, yeah. If we need... Oh! That was the bugs going. If we needed a gigawatt... Whoops. There's all sorts of interesting notions of physics, the tractor. Why did you go up there? Oh, we have... Yeah. No? There we go. So, if I... Because it's all connected via one load-bearing power pole. So we know that. So I have a strong suspicion this might have used... I don't see anything on any belts, you see. Oh, we do have some in there. Okay. So we can get that one going. In order to do that, we need to disconnect this. And then turn this all back on again. And that'll get us enough power once it's up and running and moving to do that. But these guys, what do you actually... Can I just reset them? Oh, they will work. Okay. So what's your production? Is that it? 225? That can't be right. Oh, I turned on one of them, didn't I? No? Turned on all of them. This only produces 75 megawatts. How the heck are we running our other factory then? Because our other factory needs 400. What? $225. Let's just go and have a quick look at the other end of this power pole. So this here is saying that maximum consumption is 360. So where was the other production coming from? What else have I got hooked up? I mean, it can't have been burning this, otherwise it would have got through it. Because this max capacity is 90. So we're a long way short. I'm going to put more in anyway, because we might as well. Assuming we've got the stuff. So, blueprints. Where's my power one? There's my power one. Other way around. Can't see what I'm doing because 3D. So, oh, that's the wrong way around anyway. No. No. That is right. There we go. No, no. No. Why are you not lining up? Why are you not lining up? Is that right? It doesn't look right. No, that's not right. Okay, I need to move it over, I guess. I'm assuming it's clipping on the... there's something to do with this. Blueprints... Power... Why is that just red? Why are you not lining up properly? There, that's better. That's better. Okay. I wonder if it was a partly the power file. Oh, there we go. One of my power grids is shut down. Which one? This one, because it ran out of water, because I wasn't quick enough. Okay. Put that on there. That's on there. And then we want to take these out. Put your Mark III belt in there. Okay, so this one should be running. Hopefully it has enough power to kickstart this. So capacity's now at 500 and... no, it isn't. Why did the capacity spike up to that? I guess because of these... oh, we're not... I bet this is fluid thing it needs fixing again. Oh, in fact, actually, we need to put more things on, don't we? Because if that's doing 45 a minute, and that's 2 would be 90, 182. So a pipe would support them, but these are not producing enough water, are you? You need to do... you need another one. And then I've done horrible things with this pump. So, there was one pipe when I've laid this down before that didn't work properly. So I'll see if we can spot one behaving better. Ah. I wonder if it's you. Oops. Is that connected? Schloop. So it's only 90, 180, 270. And these produce 120. Yeah. Excuse me. No water. Of course there's no water. $160. How is that only 160? So 300. 300. And you're taking out 45. So yeah, 260-ish on average. That should be down there. So why aren't you doing 220? Oh, you are doing 220 now. No? Yeah? No? 220 max. Up and down. Up and down. That's 220. So maybe that's the dodgy pipe. Ah, that seems better. Yeah. Should be, yeah, 200. Here we go. That's better. Yeah, there we are. Why would that go down to 70? Should be doing that 100. Okay, not even making 70 now. Yeah, keep going. 70's okay then. Have you got water now? A bit. No water in there. Even though there's water in there. Good old fluid mechanics, eh? Oh, it's filling up now. Cool. Okay, so in theory, that's added like some extra amount of like power. So I don't understand how I was running the other like base. Well, don't know where the power was coming through. So if I connect this, what are you going to do? We're going to go to off. So, what about now? Max consumption hits 380. So I don't understand how I was doing, how I was running the rest of it. Maybe it was reliant on the coal, you know, the oil, you know, produced coal stuff. But we don't have the headroom to do the entire extra thing. So what we need to do is do something funky with turning things on so that we can get some fuel in order to start the oil generators. Or I whack in a whole load of temporary fire burners and we go and deforest the islands. Probably have to do both. At least it's not doing the dippy downy thing, which suggests I've fixed that. But we have a capacity of 540. Okay. What was your job? I still have my job, Biggie. So, welcome to the stream. So it's not that I've lost my job as such. It's that the job I was doing has essentially been rendered. Whoa. Okay, that's good. Rendered pointless by some decisions, basically. So, I've been assured that I'm not going to be made redundant. Oops. But my job was... so my job title is SIF Process Lead. But SIF won't mean anything to you. Basically, I write and manage... I have to get out here, aren't I? It's because I got on the other side on the other place. Have I got enough room to hold all that I have? Okay. My company uses grant applications, but it's all a bit complicated. And I essentially write those grant applications. To put it very, very simply. And although we still will be doing grant applications, we won't be doing them in quite the same way, with quite the same purpose, and with quite the same intent, if that makes sense. So what I do is therefore, I think somebody used the phrase surplus to requirements yesterday, which is kind of true. So what we now need... Oh, it kicks you out, does it? Okay, I assumed it would jump off. No, don't you go spitting at me. That's fun. A tractor sat in hanging in the middle of the air. What we need to do basically is work out. So what am I going to do? If I'm not going to do this, what is my job now? But that's like the simplest way I can explain it. But it's all a bit. You're getting into a territory with my job of like, people just don't. It isn't like engineer or something like that. It's not a job I can easily explain. It's a problem I've had for quite a while actually, because I work in grants, writing grants, managing grant applications, that sort of thing, and it's like vanishingly small, the number of people who work in this career. Like in the UK, it's like, and even worldwide, you're talking, maybe 100 people in the country do what I do. And I probably met, a third of them, sort of thing. It's a really, really tiny niche. Which has its advantages, but it does makes explaining what the job is very difficult. Because people just don't have a reference point, to understand it. But also then it's subject, the whims of an executive or what have you. Suddenly your job just disappears, Okay, so is this all running? Is this all greens on here? Looks like it, doesn't it? So I don't understand how we were supporting all the power that this was using before, other than the fact that I was burning coal from the other place, really. There you go. Is it for the government? So the grants, ish. So, I work in the electricity industry, basically. So, the company I work for is something called NISO, which is an acronym. And we were recently acquired by the government, basically. So, when I joined, it was a private company. It was actually a division of a group. It was a private company, but the way we do utilities in the UK is that they're private companies, but they are what's known as a regulated monopoly, because basically you can't. The easiest example, I actually say I work in electricity rather than water, but the easiest example is water, because basically you can't go out and buy your water, meaning as in the water that comes from your tap, from, you can't go say, right, I want to buy my water now from Scotland, because it's just connected to, the pipe that's connected to your house, So you can't, arbitrarily decide, right, I'm going to do something different. So that's all connected down there. And I've disconnected all but one of those. How much power does one need? 20... That's right. Power is 30 megawatts. Okay. We know that we need to turn that one up. Or do we? We do. But what do we need? We only need... Don't we only need 180 or something? Yeah, so we have what called regulated monopolies. So this would need to go up to like this anyway. Oh, so it's 240 it caps out at. Interesting. But we only need 180, so we might as well not put as much strain on the system, because then it will do... I think that goes up to... I can't remember. It's something. Yeah, so although they're private companies, they're actually paid for by, they get their money through, so we have something called Ofgem, the Office of Gas and Electricity Markets, and they regulate these monopolies. It's difficult because it's quite complicated and quite weird. It does make sense when you you know how it all works, but yeah. So basically, it's not government. Well, it is government now. We are the government now, but so that's connected to that. So I think I need to disconnect this as. I've got 2 of those connected, haven't I? So if I go, take that line out. No, not that line. That line, because we need to get the fuel flowing, basically, and we can do that by having one of these. So I've disconnected there, and I need to disconnect here as well. So oil will come in, get turned into plastic and this heavy oil stuff. Then this will use it to make fuel. And then the first one here should start to kick in. And we can also then look at, well, I can then look at the numbers. I'm sorry. Everybody knows what they are, but I'm not that familiar with it. Cool. If I connect this, what you're going to do. Because these machines... Max consumption's gone up to 380. So we should be able to cover that. with the you know, if the biogenerators have to kick in. Are you running? Are you switched on? You're switched on. You're using some crude oil. Are you, oh, you're making plastic. I can see plastic. So this then is getting some... Is it? It's probably being used up straight away. Oh no, it's this. Oh, this one's not connected. That's bad. Which is why I presume it's stopped. But yeah, so it's all a bit complicated is the answer. What it essentially means is that there are pots of money that these companies apply for to do innovation projects, and it's essentially those applications that I write / manage, basically. That's the basic thing. So it's not actually even got one yet, is it? But it should now kick in. Poops out of fuel. Of course, it'll be split between loads of them, won't it? 20 meters cubed per minute. So 20. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. What actually popped then? Is this off as well then? Because that's still running, isn't it? I mean, they're green. Is it you that's made the weird noise? No power. I guess... Oh, that one's kicked in. Why is that one kicked in? Oh, I guess it would, because I've not disconnected the fuel, have I? Do we want to connect all of those up then? No power. Sort of in an odd... I guess if I disconnect all of them... Because I kind of need it to build up, basically. Well, I've used to shut the grid down. Okay. Don't understand why are you behaving like that? I mean, that has no power. No power. Is that just because I've not it's connected? You had no power. Oh, they're all showing green now. Oh no, yeah, they're showing green now. It's just sort of building up the fuel, basically, isn't it? Don't know. I'm tempted to just go and whack in a load of bioburners. We could support more of these, certainly. So I can... How many of these? How much power do you use? 30 megawatts. So we could... The bioburners could support how many? So we've got 470 there. So max capacity is 540, which is then another 70 megawatts. So 30, 60. Could certainly support 2 more for a short period of time, which would get us a lot more of the residual stuff. Yeah, so if we disconnect, so we've got 2, so if we disconnect here, I can switch the machines off, can't I? I think I prefer to do it this way then. So if I do that, because this should be pumping its maximum load, yeah. And this will then fill up a bit quicker. How are we doing on that power chart? Because we're not, you know, I think a lot of the other base is stopped because the it was the reinforced, or whatever they're called, covered beam things. I think that's full now, so I think it's all on idle power. And of course the computers one is only going to run properly when it gets plastic, which it's not getting very quickly. So we do have more headroom than I'm kind of working with. But do I risk it? Do I risk it for a biscuit? I'm very tempted, because that would be another 90 power it would need. And that would mean, so if it's at, so if this is where it's sort of peaking, so 370, then we could easily do, what's that, 450, 70, so 2 more would be no problem. The third one would push us above into the needing the bio stuff. But then this one would run at rate. So if that's making 40 a minute, and with these having worked a bit, 20. So 20, 40. So it's I've got a perfect match basically. If I get these running at rate, then that's perfect. The only difficulty is that I would have nothing left over for doing the packaging. Okay. I can always add one on doing the other recipe. Plastic appears to have stopped. Why has plastic stopped? Oh, oh, because it's going into there. That's fine. It's just a bleed off anyway. Okay. How much have we got? Have we got fuel? No, no fuel in the pipes. And they're just sort of ticking up slowly because it's only producing stuff, so slowly. I think I'm gonna be brave and just do it. So there you go, see. It's getting close to our maximum line when it would got a little bit of a buffer of bio burny stuff. But these should now produce enough. Whoops. Once they've kicked in. For this to be running full time, which it isn't, is it? Why not? Why aren't you running fully? So that produces 10 a minute. Oh, we got 6 of them. And that requires 60 a minute. It should be working. Guess it takes a while for it to buffer and stuff. Yeah, do a few cycles. Also, this will have a buffer in it as well. Oh, it's not filling up. Okay. $20 a minute. 20 a minute. 60 a minute, very nearly. But not. Okay. Ah, it's running properly now. Okay. There's a little bit of fuel in the old thing. So one of these, 60 a minute, 40 a minute, would support 2 of these then. 20 a minute. So if I go round, or one thing we can do. So I guess because I know it has to like get up the thing basically. So the fuel won't come this way until there's like an excess. I don't think. It's interesting there's nothing really in those pipes at all. But yeah, we could turn the machines off. So if we go... if we do this and we... So it is off. Okay. And that's off. And then if we turn you off, put you on standby. Put you on standby as well. And then but we could do one of them basically, see if it'll work. Oh, did these auto balance themselves then? So is it any coal that actually doesn't flex its demand? Doesn't flex its production? Oh, they've all started. Was that what I was intending? That was not what I was intending. Can I not? Oh, it's standby, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let's put these two on standby then. Because we're not producing enough to support those. And these machines should be on standby. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so 500 out of 2 of them. Lovely. Plastics are flowing. Plastics are flowing. So could we... How are we doing? I didn't connect these, did I? Because I was a bit nervous about it actually supporting itself. Boom! There we go. There we go. So we should... Oh, I did it again. Should... be able to connect that. I'm going to go and turn the thing on. Not turn it on, turn it up. So make sure that's on maximum. So 240. Because that should give us 60 spare. So if we decide to do fuel as well. It's filling up. It says 80 flow. So do we connect this one as well? So that gives us 80 fuel. It's a little bit in the pipe. Nothing in there because it's not filled up. So that should, I mean, so we've got to turn the other ones on. Oh. Why the spikiness like that? Guess it was levelling itself out somehow. Fluid in the pipe style. I don't mind it. I'm happy to run these and sort of let all this piping fill up basically. Because what will happen is basically these will back up. And then this will get full, and then those will stop basically. But it will sort of become a demand system. So what's coming out of here? What's being used, sort of thing. We'll turn it into a demand system. Cool. Okay. Yeah, no wobbliness. Got that done a lot quicker than I thought we were going to, actually. And that was with me messing about being super nervous Nelly. Yeah, we'll leave 3 of them running. So that 4th one should be supportable, but we'll see. We don't need the power at all. And what we could do, how brave am I, is turn these on, get it packaged up. You know, it'll fill up these, and then as I understand how the fluids work, this pipe will basically sort of slowly fill up, and some will go in that, and some will go in that. But yeah, we can make the canisters because we're going to need fuel to, you know, use the jetpack and stuff like that, which I have a feeling I've unlocked but haven't built. Okay. Well, there we go. Full belt of plastic and rubber. Nice. So, have we made, how many computers have we made now? Another 50, or I I think I didn't take them out, did I? So we've literally made 50. Yeah, we've literally made 50. Which I don't think is enough for anything. But what we do need to do is go back and... Because some of these are being effectively hand-fed by me. Oh, it's using them... I guess it would now, because... It's going to back up, isn't it, eventually? But boy, is that going to take ages. Surprised this is... Because the circuit boards are going to be the other issue. I guess I could take... Because it'll only start filling the containers when this machine gets full. And I'm not sure these don't hold literally hundreds in the, buffer thing there. I mean, I've got a load of plastic in the old truck. And we could take... This will be like full, I guess. Yeah. Take a load of this rubber. In fact, can I take all of it? Not quite, but yeah. So, let's head back to the other base and see where we are. We have 51 computers and a couple of stacks of rubber and plastic. No, don't go in the water. It is very pretty, this game. Okay, how are we doing? Come the wrong way, I think. So. Here we go then. Heavy modular frames for you. Okay, we got nowhere near setting that up because that was all weird bits and pieces, wasn't it? But this was... Oh, this was me just working it out, wasn't it? Because... I was looking... Was I... I haven't actually done... No, I must have done because I'm making the engine-y ones, aren't I? So this is making those, and it lacks rubber. Okay, so we can put a load of rubber in over on doing that, and then that's all that's short of. This must be where I'm putting the rubber in. But isn't this... Didn't I work out it's going to be bonkers? Because we need... So every modular engine requires 15 rubber. So in other words, well, I've made 117, so we would need to make, let's call it 400. So we'd need 4,000 plus half again, 6,000 rubber we need to bring over. And that's only 1,000. So we need to fill the container twice. Oh, no. Which I'm not sure we can't do, basically. I could also put an industrial one on, couldn't I? Because they're double. In fact, let's do that. If I got the bits. So let's pop in an industrial one. Yeah, there we go. Now put all that rubber in. Why are you not connecting? There we go. So yeah, if I was able to fill that, which I think I've got a load over at the, the other part of this base. Probably not 3 rows worth. But everything else is being made, you see. Here, we have motors being made. They'll have stockpiled, I would have thought. Yeah, look, it's all on the belt, just sat there waiting. How many of these we got? Oh, wow. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Cool. So probably make all of them. It's just a case of leaving it running. The difficult bit is these ones. So, what? Oh, we need computers for this. Okay. Okay. So, given we're making computers at the other place, how many does it need? So it's 2 computers per thing. So we only need 200 computers. And we've got 50. So now that it's running properly, that's fine. The circuit boards, I'm sort of making the circuit boards here, but I'm also, it'll back up and make them there as well. Which is already 75 of them in there. So it's the heavy modular frames that we need to actually make. Okay. Because we can just stick in another container. Gonna line up like that. Or actually, if I line it up, I might. Will you line up there? No, here, no. Yep, no, yeah, no. Why are you not lining up with that one? Oh, you janky. Wait. Here. There. Not there. There. So if we put computers in there, grab these computers. Because I'm gonna have to do a bunch of ferrying back and forth, basically. We should be using trains, but meh. Or cars if we're, you know, particularly in mood for a punishment. Okay, heavy modular frames then. We have steel pipe here. We have modular frames here. Encased industrial beams are all the way over at the other base. Screws we have here as well, but over at the other place. So we could run a horrible spaghetti belt over the screws. Steel pipe and modular frames, we can probably, I say, spaghetti some belts over for those as well. Okay. Let's do that then. I mean, there's no point holding off. Suppose that's a question. Do we have the power? Oh, that's not very good. Our production is clearly having some slight issues. 200 in there. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's not ideal, but I think it's partly this thing with the coal again, or the water pipe again, where I can't work out why it's not doing it properly. What do you need? So we need a container. Let's put it on this way, so it's out the side. Put it down. Okay. So this will be the what? These things. Do they need those things? Encased industrial beams, yeah. So we need to bring those over. Because I only need... how many? Each one of these just needs one thing. So we need to make 100 of these. And those need... So I would need to bring 500 over, which is only 5 stacks. But then we need modular frames and steel pipes and... I mean, I do have screws here, don't we? Somewhere. Because I think these is steel pipes. Yeah. Can I snake a horrible messy belt out of here? Can indeed. Where would you need to go? You would need to go... So if we put a whatchamacallit hole, what are they called? Belt hole thing. Where are the belt holes? Yeah, a violet, that's it. So we put one in, say there. And I'll put there. I need to connect it. Oh dear. Connect it to this. So that's the steel pipes, spaghetti special. I'm not so. I don't think. I think that. Yeah, that's the modular frames as well. Okay. So, I guess we need another one. I'm not sure they're being made at the same speed, but as you saw, it's already kind of full. So, we'll probably put another one. What? Here, maybe. Ooh. Oh, bum. What was that? For some reason the game doesn't seem to be keen to let me have untold amounts of spaghetti. Okay. And are you running? You working? Yes. Okay. But yeah, we got like 100, 200, 300, 400 of them. And I think these only use like 4 or something. 5. Well, each one's 10, isn't it? Whoops. So we'd actually need like 1,000. Hmm. Just wondering if I'm making them somewhere else as well. But yeah, screws. Where have we got screws? Hello, Lepus on the Moon. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Have you seen the new things in 1.1? I've seen some of them. So, and I've heard good things. I'm not playing on 1.1 yet. Thankfully, the problem I was having, where it was just completely, I don't know, just falling on its bum all the time, seems to have stopped. Basically, it was just like it would crash 3 times before I could get it to work, you know, to start up. That seems to have sorted itself out, so I don't feel it was a bug that got squashed. But I was a bit sort of nervous about going 1.1, given it wasn't even working properly on, because it's on the experimental branch, isn't it? Are you're making screws? No, you're making modular things. But no, I've seen. So I saw that there's merger prioritization, which I don't know if that's because there is already splitter prioritization. I just don't know about it. And then the pipes thing, we could do the curvy belts. I know they've added a lot of cosmetic things as well, but I've not really done anything even vaguely approaching cosmetic building on this. I just want to finish the game. Okay, so we've got screws here. Where are they actually being made? Are you modular frame? No, you're them things. Ah, there's screws there. Who's making them? Oh, they're coming in along the top there. Okay. Oh, janky belt. Chunky belt. Okay, so we got things going on. Are any of these underclocked? No. So we don't have any spare. Is the thing. I think that's all we're doing. Probably because of the splitter priority, yeah. Now you can snap blueprints and it moves the... Ah, yeah, that was a great one. Up some pipes, I think, at least. Yeah, it looked like it... I felt like there was maybe a key press you had to do to get it to do it, but yeah, it connects up blueprints, which sounds like... Well, it sounds amazing. Because I was sort of like, I get that was one of the my whole thing of the blueprints are all too tiny in this. Obviously they made the bigger blueprint designer, but also if you can just modularize it, snap them all together. Because you could have like, I mean, like I've done here, I've got, a 2 assembler version, 3 assembler version, what have you. You could just have a 1 assembler version, and if you can just snap and it's got all the connections, all the power points, all that sort of thing. And if you just connect everything together, I suppose I don't know if it works with power as well, power lines. But yeah, if you can, say right, I need 4 of these, so you just go plop, 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 plop. If that's the right number of plops, but and then it connects all the belts up and your splitters and all that sort of stuff. Then that sounds like an amazing kind of compromise. So screws are not there, are they? So what would it take if we were going to do the world's most horrible belt? What would it look like? Because we could add it to this, you see. Oh, look! Some of those guys. Could I? Would I be able to fit in a... Yeah, I could fit a stackable one around it, you see. And we could come down the coal situation. I could always just add on an extra line of it. That's what I understood it as. Modular train lines and hypertubes now 100% easier. I have not even reached those yet. Yeah, so I quite like the whole... I don't know what they called it, but like the splitters in hypertubes seems pretty awesome. Because I assume you sort of, if you want to go left or right, because it's like Y, splits, isn't it? If you want to go left, you hold A, and that sounds really cool. Because what I did try and do in I think I said this before, when my old playthrough, I tried to integrate a hypertube into a design for a train thing, and I just realised once I'd been doing it that, oh look, we've got already several hundred of them here. Let's take them then. I'm just looking. No, I didn't have any rubber, did I? Okay. No, let's nip them up then. What was I saying? Yeah, I kind of realised, I'd done this elaborate design that I thought, oh, this is really cool. And then it was like, I'm going to have to build this by hand every time I want to use it. Because blueprints weren't in the game, you see. So that's the type of thing where I was like, I don't have the will to play this game. To this level of hand building everything. But if you can make them, be... So you just put the pillar down and and you connect them up. I don't know if it applies to rail or not. Be interesting to know. So, encased beams. So put all of them in there. Salty, salty. I don't think it's enough, is it? Because it needs like 5 or 10 per thing. So it's 1,000. So actually we'd be better off probably sticking in an industrial storage. Obviously, I'm not intending for this to be how the whole base works and stuff, me manually moving things around. I'm just sort of these numbers for the whatchamacallit are just so low that I figure we might as well botch our way through this bit, and then we can think about basically... Oh, did the wrong thing. Completely refactoring everything. Or at least, you know, pulling this one down, maybe. Okay, so it's just missing the screws, which I say I'm very tempted to bring up from the other base. Junctions Y and T, okay. Making this more well, it would look like it's out of my safe. Yeah, I've seen 10 things from 1.1 video that had a design hold you in place to gain speed as well until you're ready to go using the splitter system. Yeah, because you could... I was thinking that actually, because you can do that, you can eject yourself in with the Y, you know, or T or whatever, and just sort of loop round and round and round and round and round, getting faster and faster. And then you can go off. It's basically like you could make your own, like, what do you call them? Particle accelerator. Because that's what they do. They inject the particles in, and then they spin them up, accelerating them, and then they have them come out of you know, out of a side tube, so you can turn yourself into a large hadron collider, basically. Or of course, launch yourself across the map. If you could get the timing right, you could probably land on one of those bounce pads and survive it. I'm sure someone's already done that. Quite cool. Right, so. What we missed? Screws, that was it. And we have screws, you see. Here. Literally thousands of them. Literally, literal thousands of them. Literally. Like 6,000 of them. So I could just hand take them over, couldn't I? Rather than make yet another screwy belt. Why don't I do that? So I would quite like to keep this space at the very least. As, you know, just forever basically. So if we go store, that should at least give us enough room. Take all of them. Oh, that was the belt where I was connecting it to the awesome sink, wasn't it? Okay. Steep ramp, not beloved. I like slide jumping up ramps and always hate when I can't do it up the steeper ones. Is there a limit to the angle? Okay, let's go and stick these in another watch together mess of a thing. Let's put you there. Oh, I've not got any iron plate, have I? Like an idiot. Okay, let's go and get some. Like, is there some here? I don't think iron plate's being used here. Maybe in the... something over here? And that's steel. I don't see any iron plate. Iron plate up here anywhere? Let's just go. I wonder if Josh from Let's Game It Out is going to inspire a new system of bugs from that system. Because as far as I know, he's the one who discovered the hypertube cannon thing, at least first to do it at scale to an audience. Yeah. Yeah, if it's too steep, you'll just crouch and can't do the jump. Right, okay. Take all there. You probably need a bit of iron plate. So we can do a belt. But let's grab what other screws we've got, because they'll have been stored up. Cool. Nice. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so that gets like thousands and thousands of screws. I bet it uses like 240. Okay, so probably do need to bring a belt over so it's just chugging away making them. 120 screws. In which case, I need way faster belt than that, don't I? Let's go there. Can we do level 3? So yeah, the way I've done this, it's basically reliant on me ferrying stuff back and forth. You're not making any circuit boards. Does that matter? Oh, copper. Yeah, copper plate was the other one, wasn't it? To get that to make your circuit boards. Yeah. Which, of course, we do have at the other place. I don't know if I'm also making them here somewhere. Ooh. Thank you very much for the follow. Lapis on the Moon on Twitch. Welcome over to the other side. So to follow. Good, good. I see copper. I'm turning it all to wires, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. Let's just do, because we need to run one the other way so that we can do the output. Where is the output for this? It is this one, isn't it? Yeah, the adaptive control. How many have we made, son? No, because it's waiting on the heavy modular frames, which is waiting on the ridiculous craft time. So that takes... It does 1 a minute. And we need to make... Only one. It only needs one. So 100 is going to be 1 hour and 40 minutes. But given I need to ferry a load of stuff over, I think we're in the situation that basically I need to leave it running and just do a couple of trips back and forth. Because the other one... Oops, sorry. Oh. The other one... How quick is that? I bet that's similar sort of... Where is it? Where are you making them? Here? 1.5 a minute, so they are slightly quicker, but only slightly. And we need to make even more of them, so we need 350 of them, which is then 350, it'd be 1.5 of that, so it'd be 225, yeah. So that's an entire stream's worth of running, basically, for them, to get them made. Cool. Well, not cool. The glitch I was having is gone now for now. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, we've always got the option of watching on YouTube. And there's obviously the VODs are on YouTube as well. They're just easier. They actually did a thing on Twitch where they basically stopped, because you used to be able to cheat. There's like an archiving system where you can put like your highlights and stuff like that. And I certainly was abusing it, because my first ever stream series, the Mega Base one, I basically turned every VOD into a highlight that was 3 hours long. And so I had my entire series archived on there. And they did a thing, you can only store like, or you can only have, I think it's 200 gigabytes or something worth of video stored. And of course that was a 80 episode series of, you know, so each one was like 16 gigabytes. And they basically killed it off, so now it just stores pretty much, because I'm on Prime, so it does the, you know, the thing where you can archive more of your live streams. It's not a lot more though, it's about a month's worth, I think, something like that. But yeah, so all of the VODs are on YouTube. Can I sneak it down here? I think I can sneak it down there. So if we have another one like that, another super jank belt, we're going to take it this way. Wrong way. So I'm going to, oops. Not on right angle build, am I? So we want to connect that to sort of ish. There's one too many clicks in this for me. I don't like when you're putting things down, because you have to like a confirm click, and I always forget to do it. That's all a bit messy, isn't it? Yeah. Let's put you there. Maybe if I just clip this through, I'll go down the middle. Oh, I can't. What the heckins have I done there? It's on the outside, isn't it? We've gone full jank here. Dearie me. It's because my concrete things are through there. Oh, and then it's at some weird angle. What's happened there? Oh no, it's this one, isn't it? That one's the one at a weird angle. Isn't it? No. Why are you curving off like that? That's perfectly straight. Except it isn't. Oh no, it's like doing a weird jank at the end. I guess that's because the angle didn't work. Let's see if we can kind of correct that a bit. So it moans less. There we go. No? Oh, it's too far. Put one there then. And then where's the other? Where's the next one? No. Oh, it is. It's because that's... okay, I see. Let's get in there. We're going to need more plate and stuff. The biggest hit group of people are speedrunners. 100 hours. Oh, that reminds me, another new thing is the vertical motors. Oh, yeah, I saw that. That looks really useful. It does make me wonder to what extent... I mean, it's fairly obvious that it would be, you know, because that's just the nature of things, isn't it? But it does sort of make me wonder just how much of this was like last-minute cuts from... I should take the belt the other way, actually. Where would that need to come round? I guess... if we just add on here... So it's fairly obvious that, you know, that's what it would be. But some of it does feel like no-brainers of things you'd expect to be in, sort of thing. So it's not meant there's any kind of complaint or criticism, just the reality. So this, we need... Oh, you need to go... Is that the right way? Yeah. Because that needs to go there. Wait, am I not on... Yeah. Got all sorts of curves going on there, haven't I? Now, we'd need it to be aligned along there. Okay. So we go like that. Now, where's this one outputting? We've got one. No, we've got 9. Wow. How about I just stick them in a hole here? Oops. Try and use my wall things. No, you're not gonna... Oh, there we go. Oh, why are you... Do those have a direction then? I wonder if it'll auto-place one. Get out of the way. Oh, it will. Oh, that's cool. Because if we sort of attach it under here, go under them. Oh, I like these. I'll have to see if we can use these properly. And then, come on. if I go like that, say, where is that? There. And then it sort of lines up to the edge of this. Yeah, I like these. This is pretty cool. You like that. Any coming? I wonder if they stack. Oh, there you go. Do they like stack? They do. Ooh. Oh, yeah. We'll have to use them. Probably a bit of it due to either being buggy at the time or just not finished yet. Which I don't mind since... Oh, you mean... So, yeah, sorry, the... whether they chopped it out last minute sort of thing, which I don't mind since what they released is polished. I'm glad they're continuing to develop after 1.0 and out of early access, though. Yeah, I mean, I sort of assume... I mean, it was like... you know, when it came out on 1.0 and... You know, the release period, the numbers were huge, you know, so my assumption is that it's been, you know, it's been very profitable sort of thing. Because let's not pretend. It's all about the business realities. So I think there's the, you know. So, can we attach more things to the ceiling? Is what I'm thinking. And send them over. I don't know where I'm connecting them. I think it's... Well, there's two on there. There's one that's the copper things. So if we put you there. The screws will need to come in here, but they need to be bonkers level belt. Which is all fine and dandy. I'm not actually producing them at that speed though. Which is another reason that this whole thing is gonna take ages. So if we then go down the out, didn't it? Yeah. There we go. So if we go by a 3. Like so. Yeah, so that height-ish maybe. So I have to convert all of this to level 3. Oh, are you... Oh, alignment's terrible. Alignment's terrible. Still terrible. Let's just jank it. There we go. Wait. That's Mark 1 belt. Oh, I haven't got enough steel plates, but then I'm pretty sure I got an entire chest of them. Yeah. It's like, I'm assuming, you know, the proper DLC, yeah, that they're going to do will be a pretty meaty, you know, chunky thing. Because it'll have done well enough, I would expect, to justify the development cost. Whether it's of the scale of Space Age, I don't know. Okay, level 3. I've just picked out one. Currently built Mark 1 belt. No. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Not 3. Here we go. So, where do we want to actually take this, I guess? Because, yeah, it's probably best if it's just basically parallel to this. Yeah. Because we've got this connection already, basically. It's not actually connected. But it can be very quickly. So there you go. Bosh. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That one. If in doubt, spaghetti. There. So we will quickly burn through whatever I've got in there, and etc. Which is fine. Which is fine. Okay, so that's that one. We also have the copper sheets over here somewhere. Oh, it's 6:05. Now these really are slow production. I'm pretty sure it's going to be better to extend what I've got over at the other side. Because we've got copper coming in there, and I don't think I'm using it all. But yeah, we will... Well, I will have to pick that up. Hmm. There you go, you see. So we've got copper here. It's not fully using it at the moment. But I suppose it's not making... No, it's not making copper sheet. It's making wires. I think I got my maths all wrong on this, because these have been just sat here, you know, making one every so often. But as you can see, it's not using all of this copper. So I could easily add another one on. Yeah, we have a third thing there. We could steal what copper's coming out of here that, you know, is just sitting at the end. Got a terrible alignment on that. So I could use... Yeah, could have some coming out of there as well. But yes, it is gone 6 o'clock. Where do they need to come in? They need to come in to one of these. Okay. So that is a problem for me to solve later, basically. My intention, if I get the time, and given the weird uncertainty with my job now, I won't be surprised if I have a little bit more spare time. Certainly this week. I have tomorrow off, but I'm trying to finish off this video. I also haven't left the flat basically all weekend. But I'm trying to. It's like literally what I've got to do is I've got to record a section of like Factorio. It's a bit complicated what I'm doing though, but that's it. And then I got to edit that in, so it's literally, well, it always takes way longer. So it's like, I don't know, 3 hours of work or something, and then that video is done. The other reason I'm mentioning that is that I'll schedule up. Just give that a save. It will be going up over Easter, which is in a couple of weeks' time. And I will be soft launching YouTube memberships with it. So the idea is that it will get you YouTube membership will get you early access to the videos I do, because I do so few. It will not be that expensive, or I mean anything's expensive, isn't it, if you haven't got any money? But they're not going to be tiers to it or anything like that. It's just going to be the default recommended amount, which is £4.99 British pounds sterling, and that'll get you early access to the videos. The amount of early access that you get will be variable because I don't make videos that often nowadays, and when it was the Friday Facts videos, I literally put them up as soon as I'm done them, sort of thing. So yeah, so you're not getting a huge amount, which I shouldn't say because that's a terrible sales pitch. But yeah, get your early access to the videos. The thing that makes the videos take a long time is the filming and the editing, because I have almost a dozen scripts written and ready to go, but it's getting them to the next stage so that they're YouTubeable is the problem. So yeah, so that's the soft plug for the YouTube memberships. I say I'll put a post up, and I don't know if it does announcements and stuff, but they'll go live, become available around Easter, when there will be that video for you to watch. When it then goes live for everybody else, I'm not entirely sure. A couple of weeks, maybe a month, I don't know. My intention is to get a sort of a stack of videos all together, but I'm going to do them a lot simpler than this first one. This first one's like a big big overproduction, really. So that's all of that side of things. If you are watching on Twitch, then you can also watch on YouTube, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can also watch on Twitch, because I use Restream to switch it to stream to both of them. So you have your choice of platforms, whichever you prefer. And there are, you know, memberships and stuff on Twitch as well, I guess. I don't push that particularly. If you really wanted to do that, then you could as well. YouTube is the only one though with all the VODs archived. So I have VODs of this series and my Factorio series that I've got running. That's the Saturday one, and this is the Sunday stream. Those are all on there, as well as all the archive of all the VODs I've kind of ever done, or live streams I've ever done, which is loads of Factorio, my old Satisfactory series, and Tectonica and Dyson Sphere program, lots and lots of building and management type games. There's also the archive of all of the videos I did, the Friday Facts videos. It's quite interesting. People do still watch them. It's there's like a continuous trickle of people clearly making their way through the playlist, and I'd quite like to do almost like a retrospective on them and sort of say, you know, what I got right and what I got wrong with the speculation. But it would take a decade probably for me to do that. Socials, I only really am active in any way on Blue Sky, and I'm not really active on that. I have started posting very random skeets, I think they call them, but tweets. Don't use Twitter at all. Discord is available if you really wanted to. Again, I don't really use it, so it is there if you wanted to, though. But as I say, Blue Sky, I usually post to say, you know, when I'm going live and stuff like that. So if you wanted to follow me there, then you can. The other thing to note is the schedule for next week. Next week, I will be testing out the later stream time. The later stream time will be 4 till 7 British Summer Time. So all the streams will start an hour later. I think that's going to be slightly better for me for timing wise, but I don't know, so I'm going to test it. It is the last stream I will be doing though before Easter. I will be taking an extended 3-week break, during which I'll be, you know, working on the videos in particular. But a 3-week break for Easter and my birthday. So I might, if I'm honest, do one stream like, you know, in between or something like that. But probably because I'll be bored and I'll need some variety. But yeah, no promises on that. Basically, there will be a 3-week break in streams. So that's everything. That's all my promo stuff done. I think, yeah, I mentioned the stuff. I mentioned the later start next week by an hour. Yeah, it'll be the same things though. It'll still be Factorio and Satisfactory Saturday and Sunday. It'll just start an hour later, basically. Which reminds me I need to update my schedules. So yes, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers.